Happy birthdays as well. You always find the latest courtyard permanent solution. Out of the box.
Hello and welcome to Radio Waves by todderbert. In front of us, we have the Radioddity GS-10B Pro. This is an 8-watt dual-band handheld transceiver with VHF, UHF, FM, air, weather, long wave, medium wave, single sideband, CW, shortwave reception. Amazing. You can find this on Amazon or Radioddity.com, selling for right around $69.99. That's before it goes on sale, so always watch for those as well. I'll have links down in the paid link section if you so desire this cool looking radio. So this is the box it comes in. A lot of accessories. I took them all out. Let's see what we get. Set that down. We get the star to show. There we are. This is the GS-10B Pro dual band analog. It's awesome. What else do we get? They give us a USB power block for charging. It's a 1 amp deal. They give us a charging cable, USB-A to USB-C. So you can use any kind of USB-C charger, which is nice. They give us a lanyard because there's a lanyard hook point on the top of the radio. Nice. They give us an earphone and microphone setup. I think almost all your HTs come with these nowadays. And then for the receive portion, they give us a couple of donuts. They give us the red one. This is for our medium wave. It's got a little switch, high-low. Got a tuning capacitor there. I have found these work well on strong stations mainly. If you can remote mount them, maybe you'll do better. This is just for direct mounting to the radio. So you get that one, and you also get a shortwave version. Same deal. They have a high-low switch here and a tuning wheel here for tuning in your stations to get a little strength in there. And they got the SMA jacks. Gives you an idea. I mean, they give them to you if you use them or not. Some people have great luck with them. I tend to like using my own external antennas, but it's good that they thought of including that. Also get a manual. Okay, this is a really basic one. When you buy your radio, if you buy it from the website, they'll include a full in-depth version PDF that you can download, but you have to buy the radio from them because I believe it's like proprietary, the manual that they made. And yeah, they gotta buy the radio. They gotta make sure they're not just giving away for free. You gotta make sure they buy the radio. If you bought this on Amazon, email them and ask them if they'll, there you go. You can contact them through those websites. Email, there you go, support. Email them and ask them for that manual as well. This is good, but that expanded one may help. I can't give out the link because, yeah, they want you to buy the radio. This is table of contents. There's a lot going on with this radio. And we're really going to focus on the reception capabilities. I'm figuring that maybe you don't have your license yet. You're just getting into what these multi-band radios can do. And for the money, this does quite a bit. I don't know what we got going on here. I think it's just about their company. All right. So I'm not really going to go over this in any detail. Just got care. Let's see what we got here. What's included in the box? Pretty much what I showed you there. Cool deal, right? Screen display, what's on the screen. We'll go over some basics, but I'm not going to get into too much detail. But you can download this manual from their website. So look up the model number, and boom, you can have it on your computer, phone, wherever. They got the PDF for this manual, which is nice. But this goes over the basics for pretty much if you're going to be transmitting. But again, we're going to focus on reception, and I do want to just get to that section real quick. And that is over here is a good one. These are the shortcuts for the numeric keypad. And the big one was hitting 0 to get to the radio portion. I didn't know how to until I found that little blurb right here. And I'll go over that again, but pretty cool setup. And how to configure the radio menu. Very basic. Okay. They can use a special cable for updating the firmware. They talk about it right there. Okay. And this is what I wanted to show you right here, technical data. So look at all the stuff it can do. So we have a transmit range between 136 and 174. So in the US, you cannot transmit on those frequencies. Make sure when you get your license to transmit on the proper frequencies. If you don't have a license, don't transmit. Only in an emergency. Here we are. There's a UHF 400 to 470. You can change the spacing between narrow and wide. Output power 2, 5, and 8 watts. Nice. Now our reception capability is awesome. You got long wave, medium wave, short wave, 2.3 to 30 megahertz. Then you got, of course, modes, upper sideband, lower sideband, a full range there. FM, AM, got the air band as well, which is awesome. You got your memories right there. high capacity power bank. Get the idea, right? Weighs 270 grams. All right, we're done with that. Let's go ahead and set this stuff off to the side here. See where I can do this without making a mess. So set that over here. Let's go over dimensions of the radio. And then we'll do a size comparison. And we'll go over some features. Let's get this all off here. I think we're going to lay down. Yeah, this is probably going to help because my colors get pretty wonky there. We're going to zoom this on down. All right, we'll go over dimensions here. Okay, cool. This is like resting on the bell clip there. There's a bell clip on the back. Pretty cool. So right away, it's a chunkier radio, and I'm going to bring out a couple other HDs that I have that you'll recognize immediately. But this is a pretty big radio, but it feels comfortable in my hand. So nice and rounded, good curved feel to it. All right, so dimensions. We have a height of 5 inches. I believe it's the top knob here. Okay, we have a width of 2 1/4 inches, and then we have a depth from front to back. I believe right here, yeah, is 2 1/4 inches. So because the bell clip's removable, nice. Size comparison. So let's see if I can bring this up now. Just leave this little paper here. It just kind of helps. So you'll get saturation on the colors. So we have your ubiquitous Baofeng UV5R. We remember these guys, right? Nobody likes them. Everybody hates them, but I like it. So I got this for a cheap scanner. You know, it was like $15 sale or $12 sale. I don't know what it was. Really cheap. And I picked it up for a scanner. It works great for that. I still use it for that too. It's nice. No airband on it, but you get your FM radio. You get your UHF, VHF. But yeah, pretty cool radio. Love it. And then of course I have a Yaesu. It's old school FT70D. A battery hog, digital mode. But you know, just to show you for size comparison. Boom. All right, great. So let's go over features, and then we'll turn this thing on and have some fun demoing it. Yeah, that'll be the best part, right? Right, that's what it's about. This side. Okay, zoom it back on down. Features, there's quite a bit going on here. So I give you the dimensions of weights, 270 grams. The antenna length is 8 1/4 inches, if you're wondering there. It's removable. We'll talk about that in a second. So going to the left-hand side of the radio, you got 3 buttons. Number 1's your push to talk. Now, I would never push it unless you are transmitting. You wish to make a transmit. So just remember that. You can't disable that, I don't believe. That'd be cool if you could, but you can't on this radio. I didn't see it in the menu. Maybe I missed it, but there's a lot of options in the menu, like 50 of them. So yeah, it might be one of them. Who knows? But I know these 2 are programmable, which is nice. So number 2, you could program this to work on the. Let me show you here. Turn this on. Our screen here. So we have 2 windows. We have A and B. So if you hit this, you can transmit on A. And if you hit this one, you can transmit on B, which is kind of nice. So you can have it set up for that. Now you can, of course, have the second button do a bunch of different things. So that's nice as well. That's cool. That's how the screen looks. Go ahead and turn that back off. We'll get to look at that in a moment. But yeah, so you got programmable 2, which is nice. And then we got a third button, programmable button 3. And this one here, I have it set up to click it once and it goes right to your radio mode for receive. So you can get right to your single sideband, have some fun with that. That's what I'm going to use it for. Press and hold this, and I believe it takes me to my NOAA weather band. So I can listen to what's going on with my weather instant. So it's like an instant weather button. I love that. It's amazing. And I call this a triple watch because it's the coolest thing. When you go to radio mode, like FM, medium wave, single sideband, you're listening to something there, and something comes in through your watches, it'll go to those watches, and it'll let you listen to what's going on before it goes back to your radio mode. So it's like a triple watch thing. I love it. Very cool. So there you go. Again, the plastics are pretty well made. For the money, $69, you're getting your money's worth. Yeah. Going to the front, says Radioddity. We have a 1 3/4 inch color display. Buttons, a lot of them here. They do a bunch of features. I'm going to kind of go over them really quick. So we have a VM button here. That's your frequency or memory mode. And of course, this thing talks so you know what's going on. When you're hitting the buttons, if you're not sure, click and listen, and it'll tell you what's going on. I actually like that because sometimes I don't know. I just look at the little display. Then I look for the little tiny channel mode or frequency mode. I listen for it, usually when I tap the button. So it's nice to have that audible. But you long press this for the spectrum scanner, which is neat. I'm going to show you that as well. So toggling frequency mode, channel mode, and then of course the scanner mode, which is really nice. The spectrum scanner is pretty neat. Actually, I should just bring it up and show you while I'm talking about it. Let's do it.
Channel mode.
All right, so we will bring up the scanner. So we're going to press and hold VM. So we have the scanner mode. As you can see, we got the center frequency, which is 133.625, and it's scanning from a certain amount down to a certain amount above. Now, it's not much of a range, but at least it's something. They give you a little bit of a scanning range, which is nice. You'll notice modulation types over here, and you can change the modulation type by tapping the star key. So if I tap that, it goes to FM, hit again to AM. I don't know if you can see it changing, but it is changing. Okay. And over here we have the width of the spectrum times 160, and you can change the width of the spectrum by hitting the home button. So hit the home button. Oh, that's a stepping, excuse me. The pound sign here, spectrum width. So if you watch it, let me bring it up here. I'm going to hit the pound sign. You can see it changing. Now these numbers on the bottom give you the indication of what changed. Now it's a small scanning range. And you can see it's scanning right up on top there. So if you have a tight little window you want to scan, there you go. And here we're at 40, 80, 160, back to 20. So we'll leave it on the highest. There you go. And of course you can change the step value it scans with by hitting the home button. And it covers all the steps you could imagine. Pretty nice. We'll get back to 5 since I'm pretty much scanning the airband there. Hopefully something comes through. I don't know if it will or not. And also you can, this is your threshold bar here. So if I lower this down to here, we'll start hearing transmissions away if they're like weaker, or if you have strong ones, you can raise this up and only pick up the strong ones, which is nice. And to do that, you're going to tap the left and right arrows. So we can bring it down. And bring it back up so it'll only catch the stronger signals, which I think is pretty neat. So it's a cool little feature with this radio. There you go. There's your spectrum. So, all right, we got a lot more buttons to cover real quick, and then we're going to have some demo time fun. All right. So there is that. So return, you got a little button here. It's the return button. Tap that. Takes you back to your main setup there. Again, pretty simple. The M key. Now, scan's cool. So you can scan your channels this way. Just tap scan.
Scanning begin.
Now it's going to scan all my airband frequencies I put in. Any kind of other channels, like I put in the any ham radio channels on our 2 meter and 70 centimeter. I got some fire frequencies in there as well. So if anything pops up, it'll automatically chime in. I don't know what we're going to pick up. I don't know if anything's picking up here. Here's the channel it's on. You get about 30 of them in here, I think. And you got to 999 on UHF, VHF, and the airband, which I think is pretty cool. Your radio, you don't get as many, but we'll talk about that in a second. But again, you get your dual window here, which is nice. Okay, so we'll stop the scans.
Scanning stop.
Nothing really coming in. It's kind of unfortunate, but probably do something. It'll probably pop up when I'm doing something else. But here's AB. It just switches where you're at. You can transmit on B now with this button if you want. So yeah, you go back and forth with that. So home button is your menu button.
Menu.
It's going to take you through a bunch of stuff. Here we got Squelch and Step. I'm just going to go through them pretty quick. Transmit power, battery save, so wide, narrow, backlit time. I set it to 2 minutes. There's a wide variety of range there. Just look at the manual online. It goes through all of it. Dual watch, beep prompt. You can turn the beep prompt off. I have it on just because. Here's you can set channels, memory channels from here, which is great. I'm glad I learned you could do it right from the menu here. I really like that. I don't know if I was picking up something. I don't think I was.
Menu.
Okay, so delete channels, which is nice. Okay, you get the basic idea. You can name channels. You can turn the voice off. Okay. Spectrum. You can set the programmable function key 2 to monitor spectrum. And let's see, I think I have a monitor right now.
Menu.
And if we tap this, it'll let us change to home again. Let's just change, okay, to radio, to transmit power. So you can hotkey how much power you want to do. That's pretty cool. Start a scan, start a search. NOAA, SOS. Okay, that's cool. We'll leave it on.
Confirm.
Leave it there. You can see we got our number 23 of the menu choices. And again, it takes you through a ton of stuff that you can program these keys with and got offsets. So, yeah. All right, we're going to exit this. All right, but it gives you an idea of what's going on there. So the home button can be used on the reception radio mode. Use it to change the modulation, which is nice. The scan button, I forgot to mention, when you're on the radio mode, you can use this to toggle CW, upper sideband, lower sideband when you're in single sideband mode, which I thought was pretty cool. I showed you AB toggles the windows. Pretty basic there. I think I covered that. And home button, I it gives you different options. Like if you're in FM radio, medium wave, and single sideband, you got different options there as well with the menu. Not many, but at least you get something there. Of course, your back and forth buttons here, incremental tuning, menu selection, and of course, hold for continuous tuning. There is no browse tuning here, use scan instead. And then here we have for receive radio, use this to change the different modulation types. So if you want to change it to, sorry, I skipped the thing, preset navigation. So if you want to go through your presets, you go through your preset navigations this way. So I like that, it's cool. All right, and then of course your return key, exit the menu, exit the radio mode, takes you back to this window pretty much. Numeric keypad, you got hidden functions on 1 through 0. There's quite a bit going on. So of course you can enter your frequency manually here. You can enter your channel preset manually here. Again, fun. The functional shortcuts are on page 16, which I showed you. I believe I did. If I didn't, it's no big deal. The ones I like to remember is 3 is frequency steps, 4 is power, 5 is squelch, 6 is dual watch. You can turn that off. So if you don't want that,
Dual standby.
you can actually turn that to off. Enter that.
Confirm.
And now we just have the single channel. So you don't have the dual watches off. So there you are. It's pretty basic. And then if you want that back, just press the same button and repeat the process of bringing it back. And we probably should bring that back, right? So let's bring that back with 6.
Dual standby.
And we'll go back to on.
Confirm.
Nope.
Dual standby.
It's already flashing. That tells you you're ready to access
Confirm.
that. All right. Back to dual watch. Sweet. Love it. And what else we got going on there? Okay, so 4 was power, 5 squelch. Okay, then 0 is for your radio. So again, to get the FM radio, you want to hit the 0. For some reason, if I hit the side button here, it takes me to my shortwave. Then I got to go through the home menu to change it to FM. But here nor there, but it's fun. And then, of course, down here, the pound sign is seek in radio mode or a keyboard lock in the regular modes. So, yeah. So I told you have 1,000 presets pretty much on VHF, UHF air. You get 15 on FM, 15 on AM, and 15 on single sideband. So just so you know. I showed you the frequency coverage. Pretty amazing. You can always back it up if you forgot already. So it has a dual antenna set up on top here. So let me go ahead and just turn this off. So I can show you. You can take this off. And there you go. You got SMA male. I would recommend a upgrade antenna like one of those Nagoyas if they still make them. I think they do. Got on the table here. Gotta bring it out. This is great for FM reception. Man, this is a job. I mean, you get the extra length out of it. Just a better antenna overall. So yeah, I think everybody knows about that one. That's a good antenna. If I remember, I'll put a link with the radio to that antenna as well. But yeah, it is replaceable, which is nice. And under this cap here is the antenna for the receive portion of this radio. And we're going to use that in a second. So there you go. It's SMA female. Okay, fits most of your stuff. Fits my adapters, which is nice. So I'll leave that on for the moment. Up here, you didn't get to see it, but this little LED is green when you're hearing a transmission and red when you're transmitting. It's something to know. Of course, we have our power on off, so power and volume control.
Channel mode.
So there you are. You got that. And then on the back here, we have our belt clip. It's removable. Lanyard hook point. And of course, I think I showed you the bottom here. I'm not sure if I did. Okay, we got charge ports on the back. If you have a cradle, did not come with a charging cradle. I didn't see one as an option, but that'd be nice. Got little hooks to kind of line it up. But you can use a USB-C right there. There's the plug-in. They give you a 5 volt 1 amp charger, but you can do a 5 volt 2 amps. I was able to get a 5 volt 2 amp charge on mine with using a different power block. And of course, that's red when you're charging and green when it's finished charging. That's how you charge your radio. Pretty basic. All right, so we'll talk about FM reception, some reception reports, and then we'll go right to tuning this radio. Let's have some fun. So, FM reception, I do a 5-tier method. Fair, okay, good, very good, excellent. Now, FM, meaning just FM radio, not VHF, UHF. I don't have a thing for that. This was a pretty good radio, though, by the way. It was scanning just as good as my Bearcat, so not as fast, but it did pick up the signals just as well. So it is good there. But FM reception, it gets a 2.5 star rating. It found 48 stations, which is an okay to good, which is 2.5 stars. So it's not bad. It's average. It's like an average analog radio, which is pretty interesting. But if you put a longer antenna, you will get more stations. I did notice that when I hooked up the aftermarket antenna, I was getting more on the FM band. So if you're looking for more, upgrade your antenna. You will see an increase. Also give the selectivity an okay to good as well. Medium wave and shortwave. Well, with those donuts they provide you, you really aren't going to do well. You're just going to pick up strong stations only. And the reason being is these sit close to the screen, and RFI gets pushed onto these rather easily. You got to do an external antenna to get the best results. And that's what we're going to do tonight. But these will get strong stations only, and that's it. So that's all I got on mine. So maybe it's different for you, but for me, that's all I got. So, okay, so let's have some fun. Let's turn this thing on. And let's listen to some
Channel mode.
FM radio. I'll leave it on channel mode, see if I pick up a fire call or a aircraft. We'll see. So we're going to hit this, tap this button here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to hit the 0. I'm going to hold the 0 button to get to FM. So hold this. All right, so on FM. And seek is here. The pound button. I think that was seek. Oh, okay, I'm in the wrong mode.
Frequency mode.
There we go. So the speaker's right here. It's about a 1.5-inch speaker. It's pretty small. Okay, I'm going to turn on my FM transmitter. There we are. Plus 20. Nice. Let's see if it's going to go here. Play. There we go. We got some royalty-free music. We'll play a couple of tracks, but battery status. Now we have Bluetooth. It's Bluetooth enabled for a phone, and I'll show it to you in a moment. Dual watch is enabled, as you saw. Signal strength indicator, frequency. Again, we're doing the reception mode right now. It says unknown. You can name this. Step. We can use the asterisk. See if there are any options. Oh, wait a minute. Channel mode. Okay, so there's no options for FM. Okay. Okay, gives you a basic idea how that works. Cool. Yeah, I just wanted to give you some information on the screen. Yep. All right, so we'll go ahead and we'll just stop that transmitter, and we'll just go ahead and turn off the power to that. We don't want to make any noise when we go to our medium wave. So that's the FM band. A lot of fun. Okay. Let's see here. I was going to show you the app. So yeah, Bluetooth. So that's cool. I forgot to mention that. We do have an app. I'll bring it up here. All right. So yeah, you get an app here. And the cool thing about the app is you can run through all of those menu choices right here. Now, of course, the color's going to get wonky because the screen's really bright on this phone. So, but anyway, you got the Squelch timed out at 2 minutes, so that's nice. But you're able to change all these options right here on the phone, and then send, which is really nice. You hit save, I believe, and it'll send it over to the radio, which is nice. They're the Bluetooth, so you can just change all of your fun stuff there. FM radio enabled, channel mode, what's showing on the segments. So keyboard lock, power on display. So you get the idea. It does all these fun things. I mean, I love it. And of course, you can add in frequencies. Now here we go. Single sideband. That's nice. Okay, so it has default bandwidth. So it remembers the bandwidth on your memories, which is nice. So I don't know why I have one that's set to 5K, but I can always change it on the radio. But that gives you a lot to work with here. So, okay, we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna hook up. We're gonna pick up any band single sideband. We may or may not be able to. We definitely pick up some shortwave action. Now, what I'm gonna hook up here, I have an external antenna. I have a Toshiba G800, which is pretty cool. They're right around $100. It's an active loop antenna, and it's tabletop, so it's just right on my table. It's really nice, and it's powered by like a 18650 inside of it, and it's really simple design. You can use a passive loop as well, like a Turk Advantage or a Texan AN200, and you will get reception, which is nice. Okay, I'm turning up the volume is what I'm doing there. It's not the antenna. I just I'm turning up the radio. Just making sure it's just tight enough here. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what's going on. So this is FM. It's using this antenna for FM. Now let's go ahead and have some fun here. That's cool. So we just got, there's a triple watch. Air, a fire, I don't know, keyed up there, and then we got the radio. So that's cool. I love that. It'll keep going back and forth like that too. Amazing. All right. So let's go ahead and let's tap this. Okay, now we gotta use this. So hit the home button.
Menu.
Change the modulation type. So you can hit home again till that flashes, and use your arrow keys. And we want, I think, lower sideband modulation. Do that first. So we can pick up some hams. This takes a while. When it goes into sideband mode, it takes a little bit of time, but the other radio mode's not so long. So if you're wondering, this is the longest wait. Is waiting for this to engage. Stepping. Oh, turn my antenna on. Okay, we're getting the, okay. Am I hearing anybody? So we're not picking up any hams, unfortunately, but this is where you would. This is lower sideband. It's in the evening now. We're late at night. It's like a little after midnight, 12:26 a.m. Central Standard Time near Chicago, Illinois, USA. But yeah, this is how you do it. So we're in lower sideband mode. You can see the frequency we're on. We're in the lower part of the band. I think the band's dead, so yay for us, right? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to change modulation type to AM. Look at this to our regular shortwave. There we go, and medium wave and long wave. So the three bands are all tied to the AM band, of course. So there we are.
Investors are focused on old-fashioned AI. There are three companies quietly building a trillion-dollar triangle that could transform every...
I trust.
Here. From the Springer Mountain Farms Weather Center, here's your first alert forecast.
Mild overnight tonight with a little bit of patchy fog expected the next couple mornings. The story for our forecast is really gloomy. I'm WSMB4 First Alert Meteorologist Steve Smith. Tuesday felt pretty comfortable.
A minimal suspension? I mean, it's been one of those things, man, where as the day has gone on, obviously my mind has been on the NBA draft and my beloved Washington.
I'm terrified.
Open your free iHeartRadio app. Your news. It's the Nerve and Disc Institute for years. Stimulates the body's natural healing.
But at the same time, I don't think that necessarily there was any one news item or even several.
We talk about infrastructure a lot, and especially things like even
another for inventory, a separate one for accounting.
Les fils, qui les aiment, puis on protège.
An Army and Air Force veteran needed treatment at a VA hospital.
Okay, so this is the GA-100. Let's put a passive loop on, see what this sounds like. All right, signal should be pretty good here, so let's go ahead and just turn this up. Tune it in.
Well, congratulations. We noted that the other player to once wear all white on the draft night, LeBron James. So, not a bad guy to follow.
So I'm using the turret.
Thank you. Thanks so much for your time.
Works out great.
Freshman going the first 8 positions in the NBA draft. That we the round 1.
Welcome back to Next Take here on 100.1 FM, AM 1020 KDKA. I'm Anthony Olshansky, joined by Luke Clister.
That's Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. 450 miles. Nice.
On Sunday, the U.S. independent African country, sub-Saharan African.
This is Coast to Coast AM with George Norrie.
We want you around and healthy, and we'll take your
So Coast to Coast on 1100.
Fuchs from criticalhealthnews.com. We'll also take 949 Radio 185.
Paint all over the equation by playing 18 minutes of commercials an hour and stripping out your aircon.
Dan Mason has just come out with a brand new book about his life.
Cool. So that's the loop in action, the passive loop. Knowing that works, that's cool. So we're going to go ahead and just disconnect that, hook up the active loop again. We're going to go to shortwave bands, and we'll do some final thoughts on the radio. So yeah. But the main reason why you're going to pick this up, if you want to do some transmitting, that's great. But the big thing is all the reception you can get with this, which I love. Again, I'm using a tabletop Toshiba. This is active. Like I said, it's just got a little power box on the bottom. It's got like is this 12 or 14 inch loop? It's a pretty small loop. I mean, you wouldn't put this on a pole. This is nice. It's right on the table here. And it's, like I said, it's self-contained, so you can take it portable with you. It's got a little battery built into it. I think you can get about 10 hours of use on that battery. So yeah, and then I got this little loop. You just turn the loop to where you're trying to receive. So we're going to hook this back up and then, see what we can hear in the shortwave broadcast bands. We should be able to pick up something here. Let's do it. So we're going to go to frequency mode. I've saved some. Or channel mode, excuse me. So there's our Zoomer radio. Not really coming in. Barely.
WGN Radio, I'm Raleigh James, so I had to hear it. That's Lou Christie doing those magic changes, and I think to myself, now how did this come about? And it turns out it comes back as a Rhino. Rhino put an album out.
Unfortunately, we will not pick up 3.33 because CHU is officially off the air of making this video, which is unfortunate. So here's WWCR, Nashville, Tennessee. I don't know, 400 miles away. But yeah, we're picking up Worldwide Country Radio at the moment, but it means WWCR means Worldwide Christian Radio. Just give you an idea if you didn't know. But there we go. We got our antenna hooked up there. It's rocking away. I love this setup. And we got WWV out of Fort Collins, Colorado. Some music on 5.85 megahertz. If you notice, this does change over here. Not sure why it's still only saying medium wave there, but it is. Here's Canada.
Francisco, often top 5 in Boston.
Frequency, we could go.
Yeah. It's a very successful format. There's no reason that they couldn't sell it. They could get, in fact, they'd get...
Here we are, shortwave mode now. I don't know why I was... Yeah, here we are. So we go up to 10 megahertz, see if we can pick up 10 megahertz. There we go, 10 megahertz. It's got Seek. I don't know what we'll pick up using Seek. Probably not a whole lot. And I'm not sure how fast this goes. On the shortwave band, I didn't really use it much. But you can use it for searching. You can use it for searching the shortwave band. It helps a little bit. I doubt we'll pick up anything on the top of the band here. I think it only seeks forward. I don't know about seeking the other way. I don't think it seeks down. Let's see. Probably not, but you get the general idea. I don't think Bluetooth's affecting the radio reception, which is good. I didn't notice any type of interference with that. But you can disable it, which is good to know. Let's put in some other frequencies, see if anything's going on. We have Okeechobee, Florida here. Options, stepping. So you can find step. 5 is what you'd want. You can't change bandwidth, only on single sideband can you change it. You can change the LNA, which is nice. So you get the idea, modulation. We're gonna hit modulation here. Now, of course, you can manually enter your presets here as well. We're gonna go lower sideband. We're gonna take it back over there to see if we can pick up our guys talking, and then we'll do final thoughts on this radio. So yeah, thanks for bearing with me here. This is just, there's a lot going on with this thing. There's so many options with it. It's amazing. I just love it for reception, for just picking up things on the go. Like I said, I wish I could put a whip here and it would work. I tried that, and that didn't work well. So unfortunate. Yeah, I don't hear anybody. That's a bummer. I don't think Seek's going to work well here now. What bandwidth? And return. Oh yeah, I forgot to show you NOAA weather. So let's do that. So press and hold the programmable button 3. I did this. So it's weather.
Sunday, southeast winds 10 to 20 knots, increasing to 15 to 25 knots. Chance of showers.
And it's going to have all the frequencies. And even has the extra ones. Expanded. Up to 12 channels.
After midnight.
And then we're back to our main windows here for transmit and receive. This is cool, you know, airband. I enjoy the airband. So we're picking up stuff there. That's pretty cool. Now I do have a short, which I don't know if I can put in the iCar section or not, but I do have a short where I did pick up ham radio operators, and I did pick up a helicopter that was landing or doing something by an airport, which was pretty cool at the same time in that little short. So, and it was in the middle of the night. Okay. Nothing there. Probably should delete that one. But yeah, fun stuff. Alright, so let's go ahead and let's turn this down, and if it Picks up something? Great. So let's talk about final thoughts on this radio. So what do I like about it? The color display is amazing. 1.3 inch. Yeah, I think I mentioned that. 1.75 inch screen. Love it. Bluetooth app control is nice to have. Programmable buttons on the side. Those are very handy. Dual antennas. So I could have both hooked up at the same time. Oh, I wish I had a lockout on that. That'd be nice. It keeps coming up. All right, what else do I like? High capacity battery, 2500 milliamp hour battery. I like all the presets you get. You get the 1000 on VHF, UHF air mode. I do like that. I like the spectrum mode. That's fun. The scan mode, it's like a mini scanner. Who doesn't like a mini scanner built into their radio? USB-C charging on the bottom. You can use almost any charger, which is fantastic. Yeah, so those are the things I like about it. What I would dislikes and wants? Well, I wish it include the data cable to upgrade the firmware. That'd be nice. A flat bottom. So when you stand this up, it does have a tendency to rock back because it's not a true flat bottom. So it does rock a little bit. So it's not going to fall over. It just does have this rocking thing going on. That's the only thing that bugs me a little bit, but it's a minor quibble. An activity LED on the front versus up on top. Because I'm always holding my radio, like this. I'm not looking at it like from the top. So you get the idea. Right? Yeah, it's trying to get through. Same frequency. Come on.
Scanning
stop. What else? More presets for the radio mode, because you only get 15 per. 15 on AM, and that's it. That's long wave, short wave, and medium wave. And then single sideband, you only get 15, and FM, you only get 15. So I wish I had more there. Overall, the GS-10B Pro handheld transmitter or handheld transceiver is a winner for these those seeking a multi-use radio that has everything in it. I mean, you have everything here. You have UHF, VHF, like I mentioned. You got CB band, you can pick up upper, lower sideband. It's just amazing. CW, you can pick up. It just does it all, which is fantastic. So it definitely gets an upvote from todderbert. Hope you enjoyed this video. Went long, but whatever. It's introduction to this radio, definitely. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed the radio. Give a big like. 2, if you like Radioddity radios, you want to see more, subscribe to the bell icon, get notified. 3, comment down below what you think about this version, the GS-10B Pro. It would be something you'd want to add to your collection. Would you use it for your VHF, UHF? Would you just use it for receive only? You saw the capability. You do have to use an external antenna, unfortunately, to get the best reception. But I'm thinking about doing some band scans, medium wave, daytime and evening, so you guys can get an idea. Well, these are Turk Advantage passive loops. So you get an idea. You can use a basic loop to get a lot of stations in there. And then maybe we'll go back to shortwave in those videos. And here we can pick up some sideband chatter, hopefully. So there we go. Stop our scan. And we're all right. So yeah, definitely let me know what you think about this radio. And then I'll comment down below with you and see what's going on. All right, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in my next awesome video.